I got a few pieces to read for you. I'm the co-founder and co-editor of Slipstream magazine, and we've been around for about 43 years. And we put out a book every year. We're based here in Niagara Falls. And here's a few pieces of my own stuff. This is called With Sunspots, the Light Leaves Me. It is likely more than ruination when the faucet is twisted in a vice, steam squirting out and scalding ghost, and a cancerous stomach is resected for receiving small meals that won't sustain on a body limited of time. I think there is something they neglected to tell us about uranium, or perhaps we didn't notice them when our bones started breaking from the inside out, and we carried baskets of hemoglobin as long as we could, as long as arteries gnashed their teeth, daring us, no small number of people saw, in biblical proportions, war happily carried on. You don't have to do that. This one's called Great Days of Talking. 1, when she walks, there are crutches you never see, liquids dripping down wooden and her eyes. And I might offer an arm or a toe of my shoe. I might run like a fool down a sandy hill in boots with long flapping tongues. And in my nose, the smell of her like an old road recently cooled by rain. When she spits, there are words you never see, long burps of sound erupting more guttural than the windless gurgle of digesting food. But I can spit back. I can sling sweat like the juice of a watermelon dropped from 3 stories. I can urinate orderlessly all over the floor in strings she couldn't tie into knots if she tried. 2, if we keep dying again and again as if living mattered, if living were preferred, as if living tugged you away. You shot me in the soil, pulled smoke along as you skipped silently away, but you didn't get my nose. And for a long time I could smell your footsteps, but I couldn't wipe my lips. I shot you dead as if I possessed a gun, or borrowed aim, or threw a bullet into the sky. And it was a while after the watch stopped ticking and time was a sliver under my thumbnail that I could see any blood. Still, whenever we watch each other dying, we are as blank as Alzheimer's memory. There isn't a thing to say. There never was. 3, it seemed ghosts find nothing but small lobeless ears of planetary skulls, and they fumble, brushing dust from water, one speck at a time. This is what I mean. No one is a paleontologist who hasn't stuck his head in sand. And we pout, not really fathoming the origins of islands, the hard separation of air and water, the bleeding from major lacerations that is rarely fatal. Perhaps this is what I mean. Somnambulists are caricatures of sleep, and their dreams are partial lobotomies. Perhaps the forgotten cross you wear under your gown is the fixed state of your eyes. I am sure I assume too much. I am sure I know too much. I'm relieved people don't care to know as much as I do. Maybe this is what I really mean. There are never enough orphans or hammocks, or speed traps or rust, or half-closed eyes with spider leg lashes to keep me from falling into the sea and breathing until my lungs are saturated, until the dying itself is done.